once again, go into your downward dog. Now this time, keep your feet together in downward dog. Keep the feet together. Again, find that stability. Do not move. And if you find that you're moving, find where is it that you're moving from. Is it the shoulder blades which are weak? Is it the elbows which don't give you stability? Now you're going to bring the right foot on the outside of the right hand. Like we do in the warm-up. Yes, like we do in the warm-up. Then you're going to sink your hips down. The knee is not on, the back knee is still up. Yeah. Now lift both hands up and come into a warrior one. But yes, it's the back foot will remain up. Do not make it like the traditional warrior one. You can lift the back heel up. Mrs. Rishi, bend the right knee more. Bend it more. Roll the right thigh inwards. Yes, there is significant space between the right foot and the left foot. That's intentional. Okay, bring the hands down. Go back into your downward dog. If your feet are together in the downward dog and you bring your left foot forward on the outside of the left hand, then your feet will not be aligned. They will not be aligned. Stay back in downward dog. Do not come down, Nidhi. Yes. So they will not be aligned, and that's what I want. I don't want the legs aligned right now. This is not the traditional warrior one. So now bring the left leg forward on the outside of the left hand. Yes, there is a gap between the right leg and the left leg. The right foot and the left foot. This is not the regular warrior one. So now you lift your hands up and sink down. Roll this thigh inwards, your left thigh in. Reach up with your hands. When you do it this way, there is a different action on the hip joint. We're trying to work with that. Good. Bring the hands down. Take the leg back. Take the leg back. Now go into your downward dog. Regular downward dog with the feet together. You're lifting the tailbone up. Yes. Now bring the right leg forward between the hands. Between the hands. And now you'll do your warrior one. So now the left foot, place it on the floor. Place the entire foot on the floor. The foot. Yeah, the sole of the foot. Yes. So the right leg is in a right angle. Left foot is actually like 45 degrees, but it's on the floor. Now lift the hands up. This is warrior one. You want to push the right knee forward and you want to square the hips. Square the hips. Chest open. Square the hips, chest open. Good. Bring the hands down. Now go back into your downward dogs and bring your left leg forward in between the hand, both hands. Place the right foot on the floor and lift up into warrior one. Sink down. Bend your knee more. Square the hips. Square the hips. Everybody, when you try to square the hips, the posture becomes a little more difficult. That's okay. Now bring the hands down. Take the leg back. Go into your downward dog. Roll the thighs in. Knees on the floor. Relax in your child's pose. Satya, on your stomach. Relax. Relax. Exhale. Keep exhaling. Okay, now, you're going to bring your knees together, yeah, and come on all fours. So, hands are on the floor, knees are on the floor. So, if this is too painful, you sit in Vajrasana, yeah. Actually, try Virasana, that's much better. Virasana, roll the calf muscles out and sit down, yeah. Okay, now everybody else, you're going to keep the hips on top of the knees and come into what they call like a puppy dog pose. So you're going to walk the hands further forward And keep walking the hands forward, but the hips remain on top of your knees. And then you're going to place the chin and the chest on the floor. So allow the upper body to sink down, sink down. And you're trying to push the chin on the floor and the chest. So there's an extension on the neck also. Maybe your hips have to go back, further back, the hips. Yes, now that's a perfect position for the hips. Now come down, yes. Yes. Hold it. Good. Now come up. And now once again, go into your downward dog. So what we just did, the puppy dog pose, is good for, most of you should do it, but particularly Ashish and Ankit, you guys should really focus on the posture that we just did. Yeah? Okay. Now lift your tailbone up, come into your downward dog, and hold the outer edges of your mat. Hold the outer edges of the mat. Now, take the right leg straight up. One-legged downward dog or even three-legged downward dog. Depends on your perspective. Yeah. Roll the thighs inwards. Ankit, right thigh in. Bring your hip down. Right hip down. Further down. Yes. Leg down. Now, left leg up. Do not open the hip. You're lifting the leg up, but you're not opening the hip. Good. Bring the leg down. Now, right leg up again. Those of you who have squared hips, you could even try to roll the right thigh inwards. Good. Bring the leg down. Now, left leg up. Good. And down. Good. Now step forward in Uttanasana. Now those of you who need support in Uttanasana, like if you're unable to bring the fingertips on the floor with the legs straight, you can take some support also. Yeah, bring your feet together in Uttanasana. Feet together. Yeah, body weight should be on the heels. Now lift the right leg straight up until it's parallel to the floor. Thigh is the thighs down, yes, knees down also, toes also facing down. And now look forward, extend the neck forward. Stay. Yes, toes down, stay, good. Bring the leg down. Now left leg up. This is toning the legs also, along with it, it's opening the hip. It's conditioning the hip. Yes, square the hip. Push the heel out, toes are down, look forward, extend the front part of the neck. Good, bring the leg down. Mrs. Rishi, walk your hands slightly forward. Hands forward, yes, like that. Yes, good. Now, right leg up again. So once again, we'll do this. Look forward. Good, bring the leg down. Now, left leg up. Look forward, left leg up, left leg up, left leg up. Good, and come down. Good, go back into your downward dog. Back into downward dog. Yes, and then rest. Knees on the floor. Rest, or satya, you're going to lie down on your stomach and rest. One hand on top of the other. Yeah. And for those of you whose forehead is on the floor, try to take the hands back. Okay, so closer to your ankles, on the floor but closer to the ankles, and see if that is a better, better position, if you feel more relaxed in that position. Yeah. On the floor. Mrs. Rishi, on the floor. Hand, yes, and forehead on the floor also. Yes, like that, yeah. So if you feel that's more comfortable with the forehead on the floor and the hands on the floor, you can do that. Otherwise, you can extend the arms forward. Yeah, so like this. All right, okay. Come up and stand up. those of you who have a block, we can actually use the block. So if your blocks or whatever, your stools, etc. are accessible, please get them. Otherwise it's okay, but if they're accessible, it's good to have that. Okay. Now you're going to place the block or the stool or whatever you have on the edge of the mat. So now, like Ankit, you don't have a block or a stool, so you're going to use your couch. So whatever I say about the block, you're going to use the couch. Yeah. Okay. Now you're going to come. So the block is like you're going to place it on the edge of the mat. So the back edge of the mat. So if it's a chair, if it's a stool, it's on the back edge. Yeah. Now you're going to come to the front. You're going to step in the front and go into your Trikonasana stance. So take the legs wide. Yeah. And you are actually away from the block or the prop. Yeah. Now turn the right foot out, and the block should be right behind your ankle, like we do in Trikonasana, but it's not right behind, it's like way behind on the edge of the mat. Yeah. So Satya, your right foot, make it further, like make it 90 degrees, turn it out. Yeah. Now hands up. Yeah, so the right foot is turned out. Ankit, turn it, Ashish, turn it out more. Yes, more. Yes. And place that chair behind your foot, closer to the wall. Yeah. Yes, like that. Yeah. So now hands up, hands out to the sides. Now you're going to place the left hand on the waist, reach out, okay, and you're reaching back. Reach back to this block or to the chair, to the couch. So you're reaching back and you should feel that you're falling back, but you're supported. Nidhi, take the legs wider apart. So you are actually falling back. It's not like a regular Trikonasana where you're in one plane. In this Trikonasana, you are kind of like your upper body is bending that way, extending back. So you should feel that. If it was a normal Trikonasana, my block would be here and I'm here. But this is not a normal Trikonasana. My upper body is stretched diagonally. Stay here. Push the hips forward. Push the left elbow back. Left elbow pushed back. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, come up and we'll do the same thing on the other side. Now what you're trying to do is create more space in the hip joint. So again, you're going to place the block or the chair on the edge of the mat. Yeah. So this time on the left side. So your left foot is out and bring the right foot to face forward. So Ashish, your toes should face more forward. More. Yeah. Okay. Good. You know, when you do it this way, you can actually extend the legs even more. So Nidhi, you can extend the legs more. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Okay. Now, hands up. Hands out to the sides. Right hand on the waist. And then bend for, like stretch forward, and then sink down and see if you can really reach out and place your hand on that block. Open the chest, push that right elbow back, open the chest. You're trying to create more space in the hip joint. So yes, this Trikonasana will feel a lot different. Stay. 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 Good. Good. Come up. Come up and right foot, both feet facing forward. Okay. Now you can remove this block and just like put it aside for the time being. Put it aside. Yeah. Now turn the right foot out so that it's on the front edge of the mat. The right foot. Yeah. And now take your left foot and take it back. So this is like your warrior posture, but you're taking the left foot back. So your legs are like now in a diagonal line. They're not in a straight line. Yeah. Yeah. Everybody in Nisha's house, you guys need more, a wider stance. So stand with the legs wider. Yeah. Okay. Now, hands up, hands out to the sides. Now bend the right leg, sink down. Push the hips forward. Now it's totally safe to push the hips forward. For you also, Satya. Slightly. Yeah. Mrs. Rishi, bend your knee more. The right knee has to be right on top of your right ankle. Now reach back. Mrs. Rishi, you're reaching too far forward. Reach back. Reach back. Or shorten the stance then. Yeah. Okay. Straighten the legs. Both legs. Hands back on the waist. And now switch legs. So bring the left leg forward on the front part of the mat and take the left leg back. You are opening the inner thigh more now, because when we do the straight warrior posture, you're always hinging back on the hips. Okay, nobody has their hips open in warrior stance. Now you have no choice in this position with the legs in this alignment. It's very difficult to push back and then keep doing this. Okay, so here you're understanding what a square hip is like, what your hips should do in your warrior posture. Now hands up, hands out to the sides. Now bend the left leg and sink down until the knee is on top of the ankle. Elbows straight, arms out straight, hold it, yes. Sink down, sink down. Try to get, those of you who can get your awareness on the right thigh, take your awareness there and roll that thigh inwards. Stay. Good. Come up, hands down, walk the legs in. And once again, take your prop, place it like you did for Trikonasana on the back of the mat. So also in any posture where you have to reach, like in Trikonasana, you have to reach. In several other postures, you have to reach down, like the one we're going to do now. You're going to be reaching. So the benefit of this is, otherwise you'd be reaching down. Okay, here you're reaching back. So immediately there's this extension which happens on the side, and that is what causes, what brings about that change. So this, like this, versus this. There's a huge change if you look at the side, and that is what we want. You don't want to bend laterally. You want to sort of bend to the side, extension to the side, not a bend, but it's an extension to the side. Okay, so now we'll see that again. In this, we're going to be doing the Parshva Konasana, and you'll see what we mean by that extension. Okay, so this time you come into regular warrior stance, so legs wide apart, right foot out, hands up, hands out to the sides. Bend into your regular warrior, so bending the front leg, yeah, and see how easily everybody went into it. Yeah, but did you go into it with proper alignment? Is your knee on top of your ankle? You have to see all of that. Is your hip open? So that you can extend the legs even more. Long legs, so you can extend, yeah. Now, take the right hand, place it on the block, which you'll have to reach back for the block. You'll have to reach back for the chair. So place it on that block, and then extend the other arm up. And see how much you can sink down with the hip now. Bend the knee more, the right knee more. Yes, bend the right knee more. Allow the hips to sink into this posture. Okay, now from here you're going to make this posture into Trikonasana. So you're going to straighten the right leg, keep the hand still reaching out, and straighten the left leg, left hand also. Both hands are straight. Yes. Open the chest. Very nice. Very good. Okay, come up and switch the position of the block. The block or the book or the stool. Yeah. Okay, good. Now, once again, take your hands up, out to the sides. Again, bend into warrior. Mizushi, bend more. Bend more. You need 2 more inches of bending. Yeah. Now, place your left hand on the block, which is really far behind, and extend the other hand up. Extend the other hand up. So the right hand is bent like laterally, so it's stretched out laterally, and the left hand is going back. So the shoulder blades are also behaving in a different way. Both sides of the torso are also behaving in a different way. Now straighten the left leg and come into your Trikonasana. Make this into your Trikonasana. Good. And come up and hands down. Yeah. Walk your legs in, shake the legs out. Shake the legs out. Awareness on the hip joint. What is happening at the hip? There should be an openness, like a looseness on the hip. There should not be any tightness. Yeah. Now go into your downward dog. Go into the downward dog. Actually hold the outer edges of the mat and then go into the downward dog. Okay. Now in the downward dog, take your awareness only on the right hip. Okay. Now are you able to lift only the right hip up? Just the right hip up. Just the hip, not the leg. Only the right hip. Yeah, Nisha, that's very good. Very nice. Yes. Now bring the hips into the same line again, like square the hips. Now lift only the left hip up. Just the left. So it's like you are consciously trying to create an imbalance in the body. You know, so when you lift the right hip more than the left, then there is like the left hip does come down slightly. It will come down. Okay, now once again try the right hip up more. Yeah, Satya, now you got it. Yeah. Now push the left hip up. Good. Good. Now relax in your child's pose. So you can place the knees on the floor, or like Satya, you can go completely down. Yeah, relax. Relax. Okay, now come up. Come up. And those of you who have chairs can now we're going to do the Parshva Uttanasana. If you have chairs, you can use the chair. If you have 2 blocks, you can use the 2 blocks. If you have a couch, that also works really well. So there's a couch here, and I could actually place my hands on the seat of the couch. So that also works. Yeah. So Nisha and everybody in the house, is there a couch around? Yeah. Okay. Alright. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to bring the right leg forward. So if you're on a chair or a couch, the foot is like right behind. So that's fine. If you have blocks, then the foot is in between the blocks. Yeah. But if you have a chair, then it's okay. So Ankit, like on your chair, you can place the foot between the legs of the chair. Same with Nidhi. You can bring the foot right under that the seat of the chair. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Same with Mrs. Rishi. Good. Okay. Now you guys are going to take the left leg back and then place the hand either on the couch or on the chair, the seat of the chair, and look forward. So it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter how far down you are. Like I have my hands on the block, so my upper body is parallel to the floor, but that's okay, that's not what we want to see. What you want to do now, just like in downward dog, you lifted the right hip up. Here also, push the right hip back. Think about an imbalance. Just like what you did in downward dog, do the same thing here. Push the right hip back. Yeah, push the right hip back. Try to keep all the other things in the posture the same. All the other positions are the same. It's just the hip, the right hip, which moves back. Now switch legs. Left leg forward, right leg back. Push the left hip back. Yeah. So first it's like a neutral hip, and then you actually take your awareness on the left side and then try to push the hip back. It's a small movement, it's not a very visible movement. It'll be visible only to you. You'll be able to feel it. You'll be able to perceive it. Ashish, try and get the hip further back. Yeah, yes, like move the left hip back. Good. Okay, now everybody walk forward. Feet are in the Uttanasana stance. Keep using whatever it is that you're using for support and look forward. Extend the front part of the neck and look forward. Put your body weight on the heels. Look forward. Yeah. Good. Come up. Now remove your blocks. Remove your chairs, everything. Good. And come back to the mat. Now all the asanas we've done with the props, we're going to do them without the props now. So we started off with downward dog. So just go in sequence. Just follow me. Go in sequence. So come into downward dog with the feet together. Feet together. Push the tailbone up. Lift the right leg straight up. Now you'll be able to lift it further up and you'll be able to square the hip. So before, like right now you can see, is the right hip further up than the left? If it is, then try to push the left hip up versus the right. Good. Now bring the right leg down, left leg up. Again, square the hips. Now you have more sensation, more awareness on the hip. Now bring the leg down. Now step forward in Uttanasana. No props now. Fingertips on the floor. Now lift the right leg straight up. Again, here also square the hip because the right hip tends to go up. Good. Bring the leg down. Left leg up. Left leg up. Good. Square the hip. Square the hip. Good, Nidhi. Yes. Come down. Good. Stand up. Take your legs wide apart in Trikonasana stance. But regular Trikonasana, where the heel is in line with the back leg. Yeah, take your hands up. Hands out to the sides. Reach out, reach out, reach out. Place your hand anywhere that you can reach. So even if you can reach the floor, that's great. And take the other hand up. Chest open. Note the difference in this Trikonasana versus what we did earlier today. Good. Come back up. Keep the hands up. Right leg in, left leg out. Reach out with the left hand. Reach out, reach out, reach out. And place the left hand anywhere that you can reach. And take the other hand up. Push the hips forward. Compare this asana to the previous one. Where is there more comfort? Good. Come up. Hands on the waist. Left leg in, right leg out. Increase the distance between the feet by like 2 inches, about 2 inches. Legs are straight. Good. Hands up. Hands out to the sides. Right leg bent, warrior posture. The knee has to come on top. Ms. Rishi, your knee is like about 3 inches back. So your knee is like this. Yes, you have to bring the knee further. Yeah, everybody push the hips forward. Yeah, so yeah, make the stance a lot smaller. Good. Come up, Same thing on the other side now. Yes, yeah, much better now, much better. Bend the knee, sink down, sink down. So it's not only how much can I bend my front leg, it's also how much can I put the back foot on the floor. So the sole of the back foot should not have any air circulation. It should be flat and like on the floor. Okay, come up, hands on the waist once again. Left leg in, right leg out. Now we'll do the Parshva Konasana. Now hands up, hands out to the sides. First come into your warrior posture. Then place the right hand on the floor right behind your right leg and extend the left hand out. Note the difference between this. Imagine if you had to take the right hand further back right now, how the posture would change. Right now, is your hip open or is it collapsed? Is your right leg working or is it not? Is your neck just falling or is it held straight? Good. Come back up. Hands on the waist again. Right leg in, left leg out. Good. Hands up. Hands out to the sides. Bend the left leg. Warrior posture first. Yeah. Now place your left hand on the floor and extend the right hand up. Again, is the hip open? Is the left leg strong? Is the neck collapsing? Do not allow the neck to collapse. Keep the neck long. And imagine how this posture would change if you had to take the left hand and take it to the back of the mat. Good. Come up, hands down. Walk the legs in, shake the legs out, have a sip of water. And now lie down on your back and use a pillow if you want, use a block if you want, whatever you want to support the back of the head. And first you're just going to lie down with the feet on the floor, knees bent. Yeah. Now bring the right foot on the left knee, on top of the left knee, like you're crossing your legs. Keep pushing the right knee outwards as you pull the left knee in. As you pull the left knee into the body. Yeah. Satya, hold the top of the knee. Yeah, like that. And pull it in. And pull this knee into the left left shoulder. Yeah, we tend to go lopsided slightly, but you have to pull this knee into the left shoulder. Relax the groin. Good. Release. And the same thing on the other side. So left foot on the right knee and bring the leg in. Hold the knee and bring it to the right, your right shoulder. Hold it. Good. Release. Release for one moment. Just check how the lower back feels with your feet on the floor. And then slowly you can straighten the legs out into Shavasana. If you have a pain on the back in Shavasana, then you can keep your knees bent. So that you can try putting like a pillow under your lower back. Yeah, under the lower back, yeah. Hug your knees in first. First hug the knees in. Satya. Hug the knees in. Yeah, even if it's on top of something, yeah. And then try to, you can see if you want to extend the legs. Everybody else, hands facing the ceiling. Yeah. And then relax the entire body.